Bagnaia's frustration with Ducati 2025 reaches a breaking point as tensions flare, leading to a bold move that leaves Ducati fuming. Meanwhile, Ducati's management faces a daunting challenge in balancing the clash between Bagnaia and the formidable presence of Marc Marquez. Stay tuned as we unravel this gripping MotoGP saga. Francesco Bagnaia's 2025 French Grand Prix turned into a nightmare that highlighted his growing struggles with Ducati's latest MotoGP machine. The reigning double world champion found himself unable to connect with his bike throughout the weekend, pointing to a complete lack of front-end feel that has persisted since the start of the season. What should have been a competitive outing instead became his worst performance since the introduction of the sprint format. The weekend began with clear signs of discomfort. Bagnaia admitted he couldn't get the front-end feedback he needs to perform, despite efforts to adapt his riding. Yet by Sunday evening it was evident that adaptation alone wasn't enough. After a crash in the sprint and a DNF in the main race due to contact with Enea Bastianini, Bagnaia left Le Mans empty-handed and 51 points adrift of Marc Marquez in the championship standings. His frustration reached a tipping point as he called on Ducati to deliver more than just incremental adjustments. He expressed that after 6 rounds, no solution had been found, and his connection with the machine was nearly non-existent. Whether pushing for lap times or riding conservatively, the bike offered the same vague feedback, leaving him unable to understand its limits or behavior on track. Le Mans marked a breaking point. Bagnaia explained that the weekend represented the lowest point of his current struggles, hoping that hitting rock bottom would allow for a clear path forward. The lack of feeling in the front end wasn't just a technical limitation. It was a barrier preventing him from riding at his true level, stripping away the trust he once had in his Ducati. On Sunday, the main race turned chaotic. Bagnaia started on wet tires, trusting the forecast that predicted rain. Initially, the strategy was sound, but things quickly unraveled. After spinning on the straight and cautiously entering turn 3, he was hit by Bastianini, who was on slicks. The collision took both riders out of contention and further compounded Bagnaia's frustration. He rejoined the race on a damaged bike and still believed he had a shot at a top 5 finish. However, the mechanical issues forced him to pit. When he did, his team was not ready with the replacement bike, resulting in another delay that erased any chance of salvaging points. The race spiraled from bad to worse with each passing lap. Beyond the technical challenges, Bagnaia found himself reflecting on the breakdown in execution. The team's failure to have the spare bike prepared in time was emblematic of a weekend where nothing seemed to go right. From weather misjudgments to poor communication, the errors added up, leaving the Italian rider in one of the lowest emotional and competitive states of his MotoGP career. Le Mans 2025 underscored a turning point not only in Bagnaia's season but also in his relationship with Ducati's development direction. The trust between rider and machine, so critical in a sport measured in tenths of a second, was visibly eroding, and urgent solutions were needed if he was to claw back momentum in the championship race. With Marc Marquez shining on the same factory Ducati and delivering strong, consistent performances, the pressure on Bagnaia is intensifying. As his teammate continues to thrive, questions arise about whether Ducati can, or should, tailor development to help Bagnaia rediscover his form. Should the team double down on supporting their reigning champion, or let the momentum shift entirely toward Marquez as the new leading force in red? The dynamic inside the Ducati factory garage is growing increasingly tense as the 2025 MotoGP season unfolds. The arrival of Marc Marquez, now partnered with defending world champion Francesco Bagnaia, has introduced not only a new competitive fire but also a brewing managerial challenge. Ducati's top brass find themselves navigating a complicated balance between 2 elite riders, each with contrasting momentum and mindset. Following an impressive weekend at Le Mans, Marquez surged to the top of the MotoGP standings. His sprint race victory and second-place finish in the main event pushed him 22 points clear of the field. Remarkably, his lead could have been even greater were it not for costly crashes earlier in the season at Texas and Jerez, where he lost valuable points despite showing front-running pace. Marquez's transition to the Desmosedici GP25 has been nothing short of seamless. His ability to adapt quickly to Ducati's latest machine has shocked many in the paddock, especially considering the years he spent mastering Honda's idiosyncratic machinery. His form speaks volumes, not only about his raw talent but also his commitment to evolving as a rider, even at the age of 32. In contrast, Bagnaia has struggled to unlock the same potential from the GP25. The reigning champion, with multiple years of Ducati experience under his belt, finds himself in unfamiliar territory, lagging behind a teammate new to the garage. His difficulties with the bike's front-end feedback have persisted throughout the season, casting a shadow over his title defense. The issue is not purely mechanical. Ducati engineers have acknowledged that the front-end instability has been a recurring theme, surfacing as early as the flyaway rounds in Argentina and Thailand. Despite internal efforts to improve the package, the team's message to Bagnaia was clear. Trust in your ability as the reigning champion and stay the course. That strategy, however, seems to have fallen short. Bagnaia's performance at Jerez triggered a moment of clarity. Post-race testing confirmed his suspicions that the bike was not behaving as he expected. This revelation, while validating his concerns, came late, 6 rounds into the season, and with a championship now slipping further from reach. Le Mans marked a low point. Bagnaia not only crashed, but also finished a dismal 16th, recording his first scoreless Grand Prix of the season. The result widened the gap to Marquez to a daunting 51 points. The championship outlook has grown bleak, and with each race, the pressure intensifies. Mentally, Bagnaia appears to be grappling with the psychological toll of his position. Once considered the undisputed lead rider at Ducati, he now shares the garage with a living legend who is gaining speed and confidence with every lap. The shift in internal hierarchy has stirred speculation about whether Bagnaia can withstand the heat of his new teammates' presence. Ducati's management now faces one of its toughest challenges in years. On one side is a proven world champion, still capable of greatness, but currently lost in a fog of self-doubt. On the other is a rejuvenated Marquez, hungry for glory and increasingly dominant. Balancing their needs and egos without disrupting team harmony will require deft leadership and emotional intelligence. The stakes are high. Ducati has invested heavily in this all-star pairing, hoping to dominate both constructors' and riders' championships. But harmony within the team is critical, and without it, even the most potent machinery cannot guarantee success. Bagnaia must quickly regain confidence and adapt, or the team risks becoming fragmented at a crucial point in the season. What complicates matters further is the intangible value Marquez brings. His willingness to learn, despite his age and accolades, sets a standard that resonates throughout the garage. He isn't simply riding the Ducati, he's embracing it with humility and open-mindedness, treating each weekend as a fresh challenge, a trait that inspires admiration and perhaps some unease. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on how Ducati manages this internal rivalry. Will Bagnaia reclaim his rhythm and rise to the challenge? Or will Marquez's momentum create an unbridgeable divide? One thing is certain. What happens next inside the Red Garage will shape not only this season, but Ducati's legacy for years to come.
Welcome to GP Talks. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.